the theatrical experience is supposed to be a place you go and you know, and escape. But I also think it's a place that we go to identify with. And for myself, I really like to go back to realism and really not have any CG in my films. And I think Cars and this type of movie is kind of, I think the world is thriving for another car movie. Like a true car movie, a Bullet, a French Connection, a Ronin, a Grand Prix, like a real car movie. For myself, authenticity is all about realism and doing everything in camera. And the wrecks that you're gonna see and the speeds that we travel, and it's all in camera. And I think, you know, you get to experience the thrill of this film at miles per hour that most people don't, because we are very rarely can we go this fast. And we really wanted to find that character and then find that actor, and we struggled for many months. And it was really the first one that's why when I saw Aaron Paul, I was just like, there's this guy. There's the young Steve McQueen, like he's that guy. And he's so talented as an actor. Steven was really all about the authenticity with me. You know, when we sat down in that meeting, you know, prior to me even coming aboard, we just really jived on that. Just, you know, the old school movies and the in-camera approach and the honesty in the characters. And I think, you know, he's such a wonderful storyteller and such a great mentor of mine that, you know, we really bounce those things off of each other. I was more intrigued by her talent than her beauty. And that was really important to me. And I really felt like, you know, her chemistry with Aaron was gonna be great. And I think she's a woman that is, she's a modern day Audrey Hepburn. She really is. I honestly casted him for his talent, not knowing who he was. And I think it gave him and I more confidence in himself, because I wasn't so caught up or enthralled with, oh my God, it's Kid Cudi the rapper. I was like, no, that's Scott Mescudi, the funny guy that's really charismatic on screen. They really became the Marshall Motors band. They did everything together. And certain days, it was funny, certain days when I wasn't using them, they would all get together and go to, you know, see, you know, concerts. They took pictures. One day we were working nights, and then in the morning they're all in the jacuzzi at the bar, at the hotel. I'm just like, they really, like, they could not be together. The Dino character in the movie goes through you know, he's truly the pinnacle of somebody that will go beyond his morality and integrity. And he really defines that in the movie. And, you know, Dominic Cooper definitely harnesses that. We always see these cars and we go, man, I wish I could just drive that fast. Even if it's your own car, I want to just open it up. You know, we don't get that chance. We don't have an Autobahn, you know? We want to open it up, and movies allow us to, you know, open it up. And I know what we really strive for in the film was the chance to open it up and for you to actually sit in the seat and open it up. So not to be a spectator and watch, but to participate in the film and drive. The film's really about a team of guys that are, you know, represented by Marshall Motors, and they go through a travesty in the group, and they have to revenge the things that were done wrong to them. And they have to drive from New York to San Francisco in 48 hours and get there to, you know, seek their revenge. And through that course of action, all the characters, you know, test themselves and how far will they push themselves against their morality and integrity to seek this revenge. Toby Marshall is this blue-collar kid that comes from a family that owned Marshall Motors. And his mother and father at the beginning may have passed away, and he's left with the shop and the burdens of the shop. And it's been in the family since 1974. And he's trying everything he can do to keep it open. And his band of friends all work at the shop now and are really there to support the shop, but also to support their racing habits. And they get tied into Dino, who comes back in, who's an IndyCar racer that came from Mount Kisco, and he gives them a business proposition to help them with the shop. I think the spirit of this movie really lends to one line in the movie: you always go back, and you never leave a man behind. It applies in warfare, it applies in life, and it really applies in car racing, especially in places that you're out remotely. And you always go back if somebody's down. And it's a morality and integrity thing that's involved in our culture that is applicable to every aspect of life.